Well, Sam, an incredible win for Essex. Just your reflections on that game overall.
Yeah, it was a sort of pretty strange game of cricket. Obviously, I think when we rocked up on day one and saw how the ball was behaving, people probably thought we were probably a few runs short. But I think in hindsight, looking back for the first couple of days, I think especially Michael Pepper's knock, Wheat's Tendo in the second innings on a really tough pitch to bat on, I think it was really special and sort of put us in a really commanding position to win this game. I think the pitch did obviously flatten out today, but I think as a seam unit we really stuck in well and just kept it tight. I think from when Leeds got out, I think we conceded something like 80 runs or something, which is a pretty impressive effort. And we just said if we can keep it dry, there's enough balls keeping low and misbehaving in there that we'll get our rewards, and obviously that's happened. So I think it's a really pleasing win and spurs us on massively for a big game next week.
As a unit, that bowling attack is really, really growing, isn't it? It's taken probably has taken a couple of weeks to get in their groove, but I know Andre Neil said the other week feeling really coming to fruition as a group, and that's epitomised in this game, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think in the last few years we've probably been sort of lucky to play on some quite seam-friendly pitches at home and around the country. I think we've had quite a dry summer. I think if you look up and down the country, it's not just at home where we're playing, but all around the country there's a lot more runs been scored this year. I don't know why that is, but I think we felt like we've bowled well as a unit all year. We've just been maybe a bit unlucky at times. I think in some respects we've maybe probably been a bit below our par in others, and then obviously playing on flatter pitches probably gives the impression that we're probably not bowling quite as well as we have done in the past, but I really don't think that's the case. I think it's like you said, it's just taken days like today when we needed to click, and I think when it sort of mattered the last few weeks, we've really turned up. So I think it's like you say, it's a unit we're very proud of, and obviously seeing the likes of Snates come in and doing really well as well. Benny Allison in the first couple of games as well. It shows that we've got strength and depth as well. So I think we've been, like you say, it's an attack that's certainly coming to fruition now, and I think it puts us in a really strong position going into next week.
6 wickets for you in the game, including a handful of LBWs. Amazing, 19 in the game. You have any explanation for that? The nature of the pitch, perhaps?
Yeah, definitely. I think the ball keeping low. I think we identified quite early on the way they bowled in the first innings and how we bowled in the first innings, that you just needed to bowl at the stumps. I think whether that's, I don't know the reasons for that, whether the pitch is slightly dry or slightly undercooked or whatever, but the ball was certainly keeping low, and we knew that if we challenged the stumps consistently, then we'd get a few balls to misbehave. So in terms of our plans, obviously we bowled straight and we tried to bowl for those types of dismissal. There wasn't as much bowling sort of 4th, 5th stump trying to swing the ball, because it wasn't that sort of pitch. And I think it's probably been the difference where we assessed and identified that quite quickly and stuck to that plan throughout, and I think it's worked for us. And like you say, if you do bowl straight at the stumps, you probably will get more bowls than LBWs.
31 wickets for you now in the Championship. I think it's 31, you'll correct me if I'm wrong. But the ball's coming out really well, isn't it, for you?
Yeah, I think I felt sort of the last few years in a really good place, and I feel like I'm improving sort of every year. I think this year adding a little bit more pace to my game, I felt a bit sharper, the nicks are carrying more, and I'm seeing that sort of in the numbers. So yeah, I've been very proud of my sort of personal performance so far this year. Obviously getting the wins though, that's the most important thing. So 3 wins now there. It's obviously nice to contribute wickets in big games and in a winning cause. I think, yeah, as I say, I felt good all year, and I feel maybe just adding that little bit more pace to my game is starting to help with a few more numbers. So yeah, I'm pleased with how it's gone so far, but we obviously want to drive that forward next week and then into sort of the back end of the season, hopefully finish really strong and win a couple more trophies.